Hello to my Taurians. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. The moon is in a last quarter moon in Pisces. Last quarter moon in Pisces. All right, so it can be overwhelming for some people, especially when you think about the fruits of your labor and just like getting there and this from the seedling, planting the first seed to where you are right now, in your journey, getting to your north node, right? I know we're like in half the year, right? June, getting ready to tiptoe into July. And let's see what's in your cards. Let's see what's in your cards, right? So last quarter moon in Pisces, it's a deeply spiritual and introspective time, perfect for emotional release, intuitive healing, and closure. So it invites you to surrender and trust your inner wisdom and to let go of illusions or escapism before the next lunar cycle, right? So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on in your cards. I am deserving of all the good in my life. There it is. There you go. I am. That is source telling you that you are deserving of all the good in your life. And so the I am is source, the creator. So that's right. Go get it. You're deserving of it. All the good in your life. So the personal readings will resume very shortly. We're putting together the books. And so thank you for those of you all who are continuing to support the books, our books. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate it. Didn't know how many of you all had your Kindle accounts. Like, wow, thank you. 611, communicate, speak your heart. Say what you need to say. Your angels are encouraging you to communicate your wants, needs, and thoughts to people around you who love you. Think of a change that could make a relationship in your life stronger. Tell the person you love about it in a way that they can hear. So 611. So somebody is, you have been holding on to something about just unity, just in general, and trying to see something from a higher frequency, Taurus. And so now you're about to get off the fence and have a conversation. Now you're about to say something. You're about to, that you are deserving of all the good in your life. And so you're thinking more of collaboration, not competition. And somebody is just like, like you like to communicate with people, you like to talk, you like, and there's different forms of communication, those kind of things. And so you all are a very patient zodiac sign. And, even if you're dealing with low vibrating Taurians, high vibrating Taurus are reliable, very patient and sensual. But low vibrating Taurus are stubborn, possessive and resistant to change. And so even if it's another zodiac sign that's not a Taurus, if they are exhibiting those, low vibrating, traits as far as you're concerned, you got to be careful with that, Taurus, because you're an earth sign and you're a fixed sign. And so you letting somebody else pour their toxins into your soil as an earth sign, that's no growth for you. It's going to be hard for you to see the fruits of your labor. If you think of it like that in a visual sense, because it's just going to be hard for you to see the fruits of your labor if you're letting other people pour their toxins in through your ear gate and eye gate, no matter who they are. They can say, "Oh, I got your back." But if you're trying to go from local to international, and you got people who are just pouring their toxins into your ear gate and eye gate, there's so many energies out here. You try to break generational cycles, chains, and curses, and you still got people that's holding on to some stuff they haven't resolved in their spirit. And whoever it is, don't really matter who it is. This is year 9. 6, 7, 8. We talking about numbers here, 6, 7, 8, right? Numbers don't lie. We're talking about like there's some energies who are still connected to 8th house. 8th house is Scorpio's number is 8th house, right? We're not talking about any Scorpios, but Scorpio, you're dealing with some energies who have a very jealous, secretive, and obsessive spirit. Some energies are obsessed with keeping people in some chained to something, chained in some kind of loop. They're holding on to something. They want to keep people chained to something. So it's just like, yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. Here we have the 3 of Pentacles here. Yeah, some people are chained to a particular belief system, almost like certain people are in should be in a leadership position and certain people should not be in a leadership position. That's exhausting. I see you in a leadership position, or you kind of like letting somebody else, like if you're on a team. I feel like whoever I'm talking to is a team player, and you talk team player language. Like, okay, you talking about unity. So like if you're married to somebody, you're like, okay, you're gonna sit down and let your husband or wife lead the team. Like, okay, you good. I feel like somebody is secure in who they are. And but when you're dealing with energies who feel like, okay, they gotta take the lead all the time, or they have a particular mindset about who should lead, yeah. It just adds a bunch of confusion. Yeah. So you're initiating some kind of conversation. You're about to feel like you have a whole new lease on life. Something around a younger person. Something around a younger person. Here's the Seven of Cups here. Because the scales from your eyes have been removed. You're looking at both sides of the number seven, right? Because something is complete, but you're looking at both sides of the number seven, and just like spiritual gifts, you're trying to grow your abundance and your prosperity. So you're initiating some kind of change. And so somebody may have had a conversation with somebody, and you're trying to grow your abundance and your prosperity. And I feel like somebody's like, mm-mm. You just like letting people. You're trying to. I feel like somebody's talking team language. Somebody's not talking about some stuff that's like secrets, and I don't believe in psychic you know gifts and all of this other stuff. Like, I mean, somebody had a dream about a number. Okay, somebody hit a number. Well, that's psychic abilities. Somebody's talking about seer, prophetic, prophecy. That's psychic. Okay, anyway. So somebody is talking about expansion. Okay. Partnerships. Somebody is talking about partnerships, collaboration. Somebody's talking about partnerships in love, partnerships in business. This is a whole new day, and people are still talking about they don't believe in this and they don't believe in that. With this year 9. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. Somebody's still talking about a certain group of people are better than another group of people. Men should be in charge and women should be this and that. I mean, people still talking about snakes. They still talking about the Garden of Eden snake like there wasn't a staff that turned into a snake. I mean, and it's making people feel like they left out of stuff, and making people feel like they're worthless. Like people don't know where their place are. Their place is whatever is or whatever. Put the word in. Put the word in anyway. Sources say, look, number 5 here. Some people are just stuck at just being so rigid. It almost comes across as just being cold-hearted and cold-blooded towards energies who just want to be a part of something. Like, what the heck? So anyway, um, yeah, somebody just feels like they just want a whole new lease on life. Something has just been a complete nightmare, a complete and total nightmare where other people out here thriving. People out here thriving, out here getting it. So when some people feel like their back is against the wall, they just tap right into source. They leave, they get up. Look, 7 and 4 is 11. Looks like a doorway, right? Some people like, you know what? I'm leaving, and I'm going straight to source. I don't have time. I'm tapping into the living water. I don't have time. I'm not sitting around here waiting on people who sitting around. They sucking like they sucking on a lemon. They mad at everything, being cold hearted, can't speak to people. Whether this is at a school where people are like, I feel like somebody's child is trying to get into a college or university or whatever, and people are looking at them like you don't belong here. Forget all of that. Okay, guess what? They gonna Days are coming. People are not spending that much money on stuff. People are saying, look, okay, they're getting their education in places. It's about who you know. It's about who you know. Somebody's child is about to be fast tracked through a company anyway. For who and what they know. People are talking expansion. So somebody's about to take a leap of faith. People are getting sick and tired of these cold-hearted people. That's what I'm sitting here looking at in the car. People are getting sick and tired of these cold-hearted people that are sitting around like they whoever these energies are. These are spirits. These are spirit. It don't even really matter what skin color they in. People are just getting sick and tired of it. Yeah, King of Cups. People are tired of people like, oh, they can't belong to this group and they can't belong to this club or this group because it's only select group of people. Okay, you know what? Then guess what? People taking their money somewhere else. Then okay, that's what Pentacles is. It's money. People are taking their hard-earned money somewhere else. Okay, you know somebody be a part of your. Do you want somebody to be in the leadership? Okay, same old outdated stuff in the departments. Stuff ain't working. People not coming in with fresh ideas because people only want to pay certain people a certain amount of money. Okay, somebody's taking their education somewhere else. So people are now starting to see things from a higher frequency. This is a temperance card. That people don't have a temper. People are like, they're not getting upset. They just leaving. People are just leaving. They're taking their money somewhere else. So something is ending. Something is coming to an end. Something is coming to an end. Because something has been so out of sync and so harmonious when it comes to a particular group of people feeling ousted and out, you know, people judging people based on their sexuality, based on a particular type of music, based on this and that, all of this separatism and all this craziness. Just people just like, okay, well, they'll take their coin somewhere else. So you're about to have a conversation. You're about to have a conversation because you're looking back. See, this is you right here. You looking back and like, okay, something has just been, you've been feeling restricted for a long time. So yeah, somebody has been feeling restricted for a long time and just now waking up. But see, remember, water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. So sometimes you got to geographically move out of your location to see the dark side of where somebody came from, the dark side of where you may have grown up, and just seeing like, oh my God, you couldn't see something because you were too close to something. Somebody had to physically move away from something to see just how dark something was and how restricted some was and how free some other people are. So here's it. So something is sending you a message loud and clear. Something is coming across loud and clear. Somebody is stunting their own growth. So I see somebody's money growing because somebody is now learning, okay, yeah, people are down to earth and relatable. Yeah. So, yeah. Here we go. Two of Pentacles here. Yeah, something is somebody is now, yeah, somebody feel like they hit the jackpot. Somebody feel like they hit the jackpot. When you're dealing with people who are just hardworking people are not get out right. Some people are not. They're not afraid of hard work. You know, some people come from backgrounds where they're just hardworking people. They've been working since hardworking people since they were younger. They're not lazy. They just not sitting around acting like they just too good to roll up their sleeves and put the hard work in. And if they have to feel like they left out of something, okay, I'm gonna take my hard work, my hard earned money somewhere else. Listen, where it's gonna be appreciated and not just tolerated. Here we have Knight of Wands here. So yeah. So two energies. Looking at the cards here. Two of Wands here. Somebody is like a whole window of opportunity just open up for somebody because somebody is done with dealing with energies who like to team up on people behind their back, do stuff behind people's back, tell lies on people behind their back, create stuff behind people's back, and make it just about it's just transactional. It was just a transaction, just a monetary transaction. You know, something behind somebody's back, team up with people behind somebody's back, making people feel worthless, left out of stuff. Talking about somebody's depressed or back is against the wall. When people are tapping into source, tapping into source. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at in your reading. So movement. We're talking about auric layer. Somebody is doing a deep salt cleansing in their auric layer. And just like I said, some kind of movement is happening here. I'm hearing a song. I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we together. Somebody is with their person and there was a movement by themselves and they're forced when they with their person. I'm serious. That's what I'm hearing in the music. Somebody said they're a movement by themselves, but they're forced when we together. Somebody is saying it with their person. They like, oh, they're forced when they together. I'm just hearing the whole song in my mind right now. But look, here's courage. Somebody is just saying, let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. That's what it feels like when you're in a partnership with somebody. They believe in you, you believe in them. But when you're in a situation where somebody looks down on somebody else, it's like one person is making a decision and you're expecting somebody to follow you around. Just like this, like a dark horse. You're the one that's light and they the dark. They got to be the darkness to your light. Like what? Okay. They got to practice dark magic while somebody practice light. Like they got to practice dark moon magic while somebody else practice light moon magic. Like they got to always speak light into something while somebody is always in the shadows and doing something like what? That's not. Anyway, something could be overwhelming. Anyway, so 4 of Wands here. Something is going to feel like a homecoming for somebody, for you and somebody else in terms of expansion here, because you talking about movements, okay? You ain't talking about just like one. You trying. Somebody is trying to align themselves with people who are just trying to expand. Talking about movements. You are not talking about some just leaving people out of stuff. Something is very inclusive. Somebody is ready to rock and roll. Somebody is ready to get some stuff done. You're not trying to play games. Somebody is tired of the people that's just sitting up there like they got a rod in their back. If we had a Knight of Swords here, somebody's trying to get focused. Somebody's trying to stay focused. You know, because that other stuff is boring. Yeah, so somebody would have walked away from something a long time ago. Somebody would have walked away from something a long time ago. Child, don't nobody have time for that. Anyway, so you start communicating and like I said, pouring into yourself. It's about the compassion, pouring into yourself a gigantic cup, like a 7-Eleven size cup of compassion is what I'm saying here in the card. the, the big gulp cup of compassion is what I'm seeing here in the cards, for real. I'm telling you, a lot of people don't appreciate, like you see the light and dark side of things when you move away from a geographical area. When source puts you exactly where you belong, you're like, okay, you all are ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. Taurus absolutely needs to be in a place where artistically it's like a burst of color. Every Taurus on the planet needs to, Libras and Taurus, anybody who is artistic needs to be in a place, not just because of technology. You need to physically be there. You need to be somewhere where artistically you can just, like, it's just like colorful, where it is just subjective, like it's not one way or the highway, where you feel like you just change to a particular belief system. Here we have companionship. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. Somebody has a memory like an elephant. And so somebody remembers, what it's like to be on a team of creatives. Like somebody remembers, it's like a burst of color when it comes to life. It seems chaotic and crazy at first, but when you get around energies who are creative, at first it just seemed like somebody just threw something up against a wall, like a bunch of colors up against the wall. And then, okay, so what you think of this and what you think of this? But then the amount of creativity that comes from it, first it looks like a bunch of different colors up against the wall, but then somebody started saying, well, to me it looks like this. Another person says this. By the time you finish putting structure to it, amazing. And that's what I'm seeing here. So for somebody to be, trying to restrict somebody because of an abuse of power and position, because somebody wants to look down on somebody. What is this right here? Because somebody feels like they have more education, like trying to create nightmare. Mm-mm. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. So somebody is about to have a conversation. I don't know who about to have a conversation, but somebody is all about teamwork. Somebody remember what it feels like when they were younger, when they were just, in this in their artistic bag. When they were a younger person, they feel like they had this whole new lease on life when it came to art. Somebody walked into some kind of an art space, this right here with all these bowls and stuff, and it was like somebody had an awakening, like, oh my God, this is where Y'all know what comes to mind. This right here when I look at this. This the movie Boomerang with Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry. When the little girl had the she had and I love this part of the movie when she was an art teacher at the end, when she finally found her space, and she was an art teacher at the end, and the little girl had the painting, and she had painted the I want to say she painted the fishbowl at the bottom of the page, and she actually celebrated that. I'm trying to remember if I remember correctly, and just basically celebrating people's differences. So anyway, that's what I'm saying here. Here we have life source. When life comes to a standstill, turn inward. Just where's the card? Right here. Turn to God. When you feel like you poured out to people and you like, okay, I'm pouring out to this one, this one, this one, this. You know what? Scales from your eyes are removed. That's when people start getting nervous. Okay, what did they see? What did they see? Okay, they see God. Okay, I don't see God. I'm going to this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. You know what? Let me go find. Let me find source. Right, your inner light. This is where you need an inner standing. Inner light keeps everything alive and moving. That's what it is. Keep everything alive and moving. Because otherwise, remember, this snake right here connects us with death. If you stay around places where creatively you cannot grow or you cannot expand, it does something for the end. That's why some people they move. That's why some people geographically relocate. They leave jobs. They leave because you can't really do anything. You feel stifled. Perseverance. You have the power within yourself to conquer any challenge and come out stronger on the other side. Trust in your resilience and ability to persevere. Some people will never get that. Some people will never, ever, ever get that. Creatively, if you are in a relationship or any kind of a relationship, job, anything, where you just feel like, oh my God, you feel like, okay, this is it. So you're making room, creative space to welcome positive change into your life. Let go of everything that doesn't align with the future you are creating. That's it. Somebody is a very creative energy. Everything about your inner this reading right here is about creativity. Everything. When you come in contact with other creatives, it is literally like you feel like you want to levitate. And that is the truth. Like, oh my God, this is my tribe. These are my people. These are my people. Where y'all been? Yeah, so that's what this is. So yeah, so when that's what I'm seeing here. So somebody feel like they jumping out of a treasure chest. But otherwise somebody just felt like they were just overwhelmed. I mean, just like it's just that's what I have for you all, Taurus. But again, hopefully this is helpful. But somebody has a memory like an elephant, but you would rather remember good memories, like something with somebody just does not want to be chained to a bunch of negativity. Somebody just likes being in a good, healthy headspace. So some kind of movement is happening, and that's what's coming to mind. Like somebody is a movement by themselves, but the force that when you come together as a team, a force where you're together and just making some things happen and just seeing your money grow. Like somebody just doesn't like making people feel left out of stuff. Like somebody just doesn't like something about that just doesn't set right in somebody's spirit. It just doesn't. It's just overwhelming because I think to some degree for Taurus, that is why Source made Taurus so extremely generous with patience, probably more patient, probably, and I'm talking about high vibrating Taurus with any other zodiac sign, maybe, or people who are in tune with their Taurians inside of themselves. Yeah, yeah, you're closing something out. You're closing something out. Somebody would rather thrive and just move on. Like somebody's just like, okay, that's what I have for you. Yeah, so that's what I have for you. Hopefully this has been helpful, but just somebody learning how to see something from a higher frequency and just in terms of how people communicate. Just in terms of how people communicate. Page of Pentacles. Somebody's about to feel like they have this whole new lease on life. Oh, and if you're a reader, I can't tell people how to read cards, but readers, make sure when you're if you're new to reading cards, just kind of a word of advice. You want to make sure between reading cards you clear your space. And I know I don't have to tell, seasoned readers this, to clear your space, because you do have some energies who are obsessed with assuming that you're talking about them. It could be your ex love interest, ex friends, ex family member, whoever you don't talk to anymore, whatever. People you might have left behind. And this is what I'm saying is I believe. And they will believe the worst before they believe that you're channeling, you're talking about your gifts, and that stuff will sit in their spirit and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until just no end, right? And they will sit there and choose to remember something toxic instead of something positive. And for them, they'll justify, oh, it's just a transaction. I mean, I believe this, and they just stuck on a particular belief system, especially if they align themselves with a low vibrating. Let's say they align themselves with a low vibrating Taurus. A low vibrating Taurus can be stubborn, possessive, and resistant to change, right? And you could be a high vibrating Taurus, has nothing to do with you, right? So anyway, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. But yeah, every I'm just saying this because it's your reading. Every Taurus needs to be physically in a geographical location where you are free to create. Free to create. Like y'all need to be around colors. Y'all need to be around greenery. Y'all need to be around art. Y'all need to be around like everything artistic. Taurians need to be around that. Anything that's artistic, anything that's going to put you in artistic spaces, because you're ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. Going to museums, going to the parks, painting, music, art, all of those things, all of those things, because right in that sacral chakra energy is also sexuality, is also it can go to the dark side of things. It goes to it's your feelings, emotions, subconscious habits, and so it goes to the dark side of things. So anything that's in high vibration will keep you high vibrational, keep you learning, artistic, all of that. So anyway, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. See you all in the next video. And this is if your sun or moon specifically is Taurus. If your sun sign or moon sign is Taurus specifically, even though this reading is for wherever Taurus is in your birth chart. Somebody does not need to be in places where it's so super conservative that they don't really have, they're taking art and music out of schools and everything is so super conservative. Because you end up, feeling like you're being bullied. You need something. You need something where, you know, so, yeah. Something that puts you in divine feminine energy, right? Learning how to play an instrument, something that's going to keep you, dance or something. But here we have 8, yeah. So, but that's what somebody has in common. Here we have the 2 of Cups here. Yeah, so something makes you a soulmate. That's what makes you a soulmate. Soulmate does not mean romantic interest. It could just make you a soulmate. It can be a part of your kindred spirit. It's a kindred spirit. Does not mean romantic. But that's what somebody is paying more attention to. That's a team that you're on. You're not on team. It's all about money. Everything cannot be about just money. It's just a transaction. Somebody has something feels right for you. Like, okay, something feels like it's a kindred spirit for you. Anyway, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.